What is R stand? Restricted? Is that what it stands for?
I think it's restricted.
Restricted, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Rob, I get people are getting mad at Christine and I because we've talked about Kobe for 2 hours, and I think we've added some context to it, but we haven't, slobbered over him because we have to be honest here. See, he didn't pass away. It's not like the day he passes away, I'll say nice things. But, I mean, he just retired his jerseys.
I mean, he's got enough praise, so we can balance it out.
That's right. We're the balance. She has to be nice because sometimes I'm not. She balances out the show. So, by the way, now I hear, I just don't want you to be anti-Laker because Lonzo Ball seems to be a nice kid. His dad's a loudmouth.
He's a great kid.
I like him as a kid. I don't like his dad, but I got to be honest with you. He's a smart kid. He's clock aware. I watched him last night. Never turns the dang ball over. You don't like him?
No, I just think that I think his impact has been minimal at best. They were on pace. They won 26 games last year.
Yeah.
Colin, they were on pace to win 26, 28 games. That's a franchise player who's the second pick in the draft. I don't know, Lonzo Ball, the late Lucille Ball. What's the difference? I mean it from the standpoint of the impact. I don't think it's been as big as people are trying to make it. And it doesn't mean that he's not a good player and won't become a good player. But is he really that guy that Magic sold you and told you is going to replace him and his jersey's going to be? You really can look at what you're watching right now,
right,
and say his jersey's going to be up in the rafters next to Kobe. Do you feel that right now?
No.
And you should have a feeling that he's something special. And people can look in and read and talk about what he did at UCLA. I'm talking about what he's done. Is he fine? Is he a decent player? Yes.
It seems to me that Brandon Ingram has really popped. Can I give Lonzo some credit for that? He's making people better?
But maybe he's just maturing as well. I'm just saying you didn't think that they would be on the same pace as they were a year ago with this point guard that they got who was the number 2 pick in the draft. Is that fair?
Well, yeah, because last year they were dysfunctional and won about 26, and this year they're much more functional and they're going to win 28.
Right.
What is
That's not big enough.
Kool-Aid, what's their record right now?
10-18, isn't it?
Are they 10-18? So they're 28 games in, so they're a third the way into the season.
That's what
so they're on the pace to win 30.
So, okay, if you want to give it 30. But is that's significant? That's big enough? 4 games more?
No, I never thought of it in those terms.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm just saying.
We've overstated. Like the new Star Wars movie isn't bad, but we built it up to be great, and the critics are saying it's okay.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Magic told us he's going to be the face of the franchise. This is going to turn things around and whatnot. I just haven't seen it yet. I'm not saying that he can't play. I've never said that.
Okay, so you have always had this thing about New England, and it's surprising because you're a smart guy. You're like a baseball encyclopedia. I would think you would appreciate that the most detailed prepared team that always wins these games. There's only one team in the league that always wins. If I'd have told you before the game, it's going to come down to the last second, you'd been like, New England.
New England, right. Because
why don't you respect them?
I don't respect them from this standpoint. They are the luckiest team I've ever seen. Every time you watch a game, the other team does something that's so dumb. You talked about it. They couldn't get out of bounds.
Steelers.
The Steelers. And then
they threw a pick.
Throw a pick. We saw Seattle throw a pick in the Super Bowl. We saw Atlanta 1st and 10 at the 22. They can kneel down 3 straight times, kick a field goal, up by 11. Brady can't beat you. And they just do dumb things, all these teams, when it comes to New England. And that's why I say Brady's the LOAT, the luckiest of all time. It's not that he can't play. He's a great player.
But could I argue this, though? In the Seattle and Pittsburgh games, the genius of New England is they don't call a timeout. They are so prepared that the defense, out of that controversial play, New England's defense, which didn't know the play, was more organized than the Steelers' offense that did know the play and should be smirking at New England like, you don't know what's coming. New England's always more prepared.
But also, and I'll give you that, but that pass that Roethlisberger threw in front of, I don't know, 8 Patriots. I don't know how many guys were there. Are you kidding? That's like the worst pass I've ever seen. The one in Seattle, same thing. You throw a ball in traffic like that to win the Super. Are you kidding me? That's not possible.
I think what it really is, I think really good companies and really smart people tend to be really prepared. It doesn't mean if it's a talk show host, a mayor, a football team, Facebook, that really well-run people and organizations are prepared. So there's a sense that, man, they always get breaks late. Remember, all New England did at the end of the game was let Pittsburgh make mistakes. That's not luck. They didn't bite on the fake. They didn't overreact. They didn't call a timeout. They were simply, as always, more prepared.
So when you talk about preparation, is that knowing the other team's defensive signals? Is that the preparation as well?
Oh, God.
I'm never going to let it go. Why would you let it go?
Okay, let's shift gears quickly. I get ripped because I always say about Matt Ryan, I got 10 years. He's B. He's a good B. I watched him last night. I'm not sure Jameis Winston last night outplayed him. Why do I get so much crap when I say Matt Ryan's nice? He's B. He does all. Well, do you think he has an elite arm, elite feet, elite size, elite body?
No. And you know what? We saw him last year. They had an unbelievable year. Won MVP. Deserved it.
Yes.
Deserved it.
Yes.
Played very well.
By the way, even a B student gets an A.
Exactly. But he is definitely a B. And I would take most of the A's. I'd take them all over him.
If I said to you today in the NFL, right now, okay, I'm going to give you a quarterback. You tell me who you would take. This is for next year, not the next 5 next year. Dak.
I would take Dak.
So would I. Cam.
I would take Cam.
Aaron Rodgers.
No question. I'd take Aaron Rodgers any day.
Big Ben.
After that throw, I don't know.
Come
no,
on.
I'm just kidding. It was so bad.
Okay,
but
Carson Wentz.
No, I know what you mean. For 1 year, absolutely. Absolutely, because there's something missing there with Matt Ryan. And I just have I know they've won 9 games and turn their season around and whatnot, but I just don't have any confidence.
See, this is interesting. You're not bashing Lonzo Ball. You're just saying he's not all that. You're not bashing Brady. You're saying he's kind of lucky. I'm not bashing Matt Ryan. Why can't we all just say he's a B to a B plus? But he's not. You're not pulling teams in disarray. You're not doing that.
Because people don't. They hate that you would say things about a guy who has had success,
yes,
went to a Super Bowl,
yes,
but it's okay. There's a lot of those guys around. They just don't win the big ones. And that's until he does it. Like I told you before, I would take Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowl seasons over all the great regular seasons Matt Ryan could ever put together. They don't mean much to me. I would rather a guy win a big game on the big stage than to have great regular seasons.
Good seeing you, bud.
Always a pleasure.
The instigator. That Cosby Kid Smush Parker reference killed today. When weather hits, the right wiper blades make all